Let's talk slots. Sponsored by Avery's, America's #1 alien blood slot car oil. Avery's. Well, in this episode of The Body Shop, I'm going to reveal my independent Tyco front end. And I'm going to try to show you how I did it. It's narrower. It means it's going to fishtail more. Definitely center of gravity is off, so you wouldn't be able to race high speeds with this. It's more like a drag car front end. But it's independent. Look. This one's not turning. This one is. Oh, this axle's supposed to go this way. Oh, it's kind of tight. Now I got these caps. I put some super glue on there. Put that cap on. Axle hub. Keep that wheel on. So how I did it was I took Hardin Creek, made for Tyco, Delrin hubs with O-ring, and where's that piece? Where's that piece? I don't believe it. I lost it? Huh. That's weird. Oh, it went down to the bottom here. Duh. So anyway, when you go to put this on, since you got to cut off the end of this hub here. You got to cut this hub off, this piece off, but you save it as the wheel lock. Now after you cut it off, this edge is going to be messed up. So what you want to do is you want to face the good edge, okay, the good side, not the side you cut, towards the wheel. But that's how far it sticks out. There's nothing I can do. That's the length of the axle. But these are up there pretty tight, man. Independent front end. Let's go to the bat station. So now I got independent front end. On my Tyco. So that wheel's in further towards the body. Look. Bam, that's all the way in there. So, yeah, that's looking pretty fat. Narrow front end, really. Narrowed the front end and produced independent front axle. All in one shot, son. So, this one's kind of prepped. I did one side already. I cut this off. And I actually tried to sand this down to make it as flat as possible. I really don't go haywire on the sanding. It's supposed to be so thick here. You know, just make sure it's kind of guess it. And then put the good side, the side you didn't cut, put that against that hub. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to pop this axle off. I have to get my handy dandy hub puller. I went too far. You want to come out? I may have put super glue on this one. If the wheel keeps spinning, just back it out this way and back it up against the metal. Get that plunger up. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to cut this piece off. And also what I had to do with this piece to clean it up, put it on the axle, bad side out, the part you cut, and then you can kind of clean up this edge because your cut is going to be kind of rough. You got to use a big knife. But always put the flat side against the hub. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to hack this off. Super glue a front end on something. This is really difficult to cut. I hate trying to cut it. I was hoping this would go faster. Try some slicing. This hub's taking a minute. Finally. Alright, so we got the back side of the hub off. That's not too bad. That's a pretty good cut on my part, I must say. So I'll take it over here to our dugout section. And we'll take some sandpaper. It's like 320 wet sand, I think. We'll just sand it a little bit, see where we're at on the back side. It's looking pretty flat, so I'm going to call that a good cut. So okay, so now we got our parts. Well, we got to put this piece on the axle and clean up this edge. You'll see. Put the bad side out. See how it's got that lip on the outer part from where you cut it? You got to process that some. So take your X-Acto knife and just kind of slice it, cut it. See a little chunk come off? Just kind of get that to look a little better. Because it's going to be facing out towards the street. Alright, so we're going to take a wheel. We're going to put our wheel on. How did I do this before? Before they weren't this loose. This is pretty loose. Hope my super glue works. This stuff ain't drying very fast. It's super glue. So I'm just going to put some on. We're just going to let it sit. That's too much. I had to cut my super glue open because it wasn't coming out the tube. So now I got a big, see, it might be too much. You don't want this to push it up onto your hub. So keep your hub back, I guess. Put the good side towards the hub. Just kind of push it on. This one actually pushed on. I went too far. Clean that glue off that axle. It's kind of. So anyway, so I got that in there. Hopefully that'll hold. Now on this side, make sure you don't have some squish out here, or that glue would go on your rim. So yeah, Tyco independent front end. Put this wheel on. I'm going to take this, do the same thing. Put the good side towards the rim. So you don't push this through, put your finger on that other end. See that one on that end moved. This one's kind of going on very good. There. Yeah, you can pretty much just back these out all the way to the edge of the axle. See, this one went in. I didn't want that. Tuck on it. So this is should stay flush like that. So let's see how it fits on a Tyco. Here we go. We just made a narrowed independent front end for a Tyco. And we're going to test this on a stock Tyco. Basically, it's the same axle as this, but I cut off the inner part, turned them into axle caps. Now the wheels roll independently. They ride on the axle instead of attached to it. So last time it just fit on. Yeah, see, it's perfect, man. Just real snug fit. Yeah. So that's our independent front end that I've been saving and hiding underneath tape. Two independent front ends for Tycos. Let me see. There's a stock Tyco with the Delrin Hardin Creek hubs, O-ring hubs, 360.360s. Look at the wheel difference. Look at the wheel difference on that. It's extreme. So yeah, it's narrow, but we got independent front end, man. So that's pretty cool, I think. So that's how you do it, boys and girls. Let's throw this independent front end on this car. See what the body looks like with it. Yeah, see those wheels, man. They're all tucked in up underneath the body. Can't see them from the top. So that's really nice. It's cool. So the wheels are really tucked in. I think I had to super glue this body before. Right here. I think this is a crack. Went down to here. See that line right there on the inside? I think that's where something happened. But yeah. So that's what we're looking at, man. Narrow front end. Can't see it from the top. No tires up front showing. Just rubber out back. Boom. Wheels all tucked in. Oh yeah, I found these. I brought these out of my box. Finish lines. So I can go from my rat power pit stop to my motorcycle pit stop, because it's got a motorcycle. And then I can go to the Batman pit stop with the finish line. Go to the Bat with the custom wheel stack down through Motorcycle Alley, back to the pit stop, rat powered with the finish line. It's my 3 running diorama things. I'm digging them. They're bad as hell. So yeah, that's the independent front end. So this is the regular, this is the independent. Wheels are in that much more. It's insane. So this probably wouldn't be good around corners. Probably fishtail a lot. Narrow front ends. You know, get around, and it's just a fishtail. Definitely center of gravity is off on these cars. I have to run them and test them with that narrow front end. So, build, drive, crash. Slots up.